Hi! Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever you might celebrate during this holiday season. I hope you have a great, wonderful time doing it. I'm here to read festive books. I did this last year, it was fun. I do this for Halloween, it's fun. I do this for Pride Month, it's fun. We know I love a good seasonal read. So, I'm only going to be reading 2 books this video. There is a third Christmas book I'm definitely picking up, which is Spectacular by Stephanie Garber, but I don't want to film that one. I really just want to enjoy it for myself the week of Christmas. It's obviously still a little bit before actual Christmas because I need to read these books. So yeah. But I don't know, I love it, but this year I just wanted to do a bit less because last year there were a couple that I wasn't as big of a fan of. So 2 audiobooks that I will be listening to for Christmas this year, and I'm very excited, and I don't know, I'm excited. It's fun. Let's just get to it, I guess. So, the first book that I will be reading, which actually just delivered from my library this morning, approximately an hour ago, is A Very Merry Bromance, I think it's called. I should look that up. A Very Merry Bromance. It is A Very Merry Bromance by Lyssa K. Adams, and it's a part of the Bromance Book Club series. I've never read the Bromance Book Club, but I've seen it in bookstores all of the time. I've heard decent things about it, and I never knew what it was about, but then finally a YouTuber talked about it, and I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. So I've been wanting to read them for quite a little bit, and I do know that The Very Merry Bromance, was that right? A Very Merry Bromance book is kind of a standalone, like you don't have to read them in order. So I thought, why not start with the Christmas book? And then if I like that one, I can continue on start to finish with the rest of the series as I feel and see fit. So yep, that's what I'm doing. I obviously haven't started it yet. I just got it this morning, but I will check in with you once I've finished. I'm very excited to start this one because I've been wanting to start the series for a couple months now, and I just never saw the right time. So this feels good. This feels like the right start. So I'm excited. Hi, so I've finished A Very Merry Bromance, and I'm obviously here to talk about it. Unfortunately, I did end up giving this book 2.75 stars. I was personally not a very big fan, and I don't think I'm going to be reading the rest of the series, unfortunately. Honestly, this book kind of just solidified to me that I am no longer a contemporary romance girly, which is kind of sad, kind of shocking, and just not something I ever expected myself to say. Once I finally felt comfortable enough to start reading fantasy, I knew that that would end up becoming my main genre because I've always been more drawn toward that type of genre. But I never thought I'd dislike romances as much as I do now, and it's just kind of a bit sad. It's not that I'm never ever going to read another contemporary romance ever again, but it's just definitely fallen out of my top 3, which is very upsetting. But you know, I guess that's just how my reading tastes have grown, and that's fine. I don't mean when I say I grew out of it, I mean that it's immature in any type of way. I just mean that my tastes grew in a different direction. But I just really hate the sexual tension, or this specific type of sexual tension that are in books such as this one. It honestly just feels a bit gross to me. I really dislike reading books, and this is why I also struggle with a lot of romantasy, because it just feels like as soon as they meet, they lust for each other, and that's it. And the way they speak about each other and each other's bodies, I don't like it. It gives me a gigantic ick. However, I do recognize that that's a me thing, and so I did try very hard not to let that affect this book's rating, so the 2.75 is just in regards to the other things that I did not like. And to be honest, my one problem with this book is that it did not put me in the festive mindset that I wanted it to be in. I am a Southern Hemisphere girly, so Christmas, most of my life, was in the summer. Christmas being a warm time of year is not strange or odd to me, but ever since I was a kid, I very much romanticized having that snowy Christmas, and I've never in my life had it. And so when I seek out Christmas movies, Christmas books, Christmas shows, I really want that snowy, warm but cold Christmas feeling, and this book did not give me that, largely because it was set in Nashville, where it doesn't really get that cold, I think. I say that as if I've been to Nashville, but I'm pretty sure that the winter is cold-ish, but it's no Christmas in New York, you know what I mean? And so the fact that it didn't have the snowy setting that I've been yearning for, it lost points for me, and I don't know. I don't know if I read the series in order, if I'd known it would have been in Nashville, or if I'd read the back of the book. So maybe it's me thing, but either way, I was very disappointed at the fact that I picked up a Christmas rom-com and it was not giving Christmas. And then considering that my review was largely tainted by the things that I didn't like, one thing that I really disliked was being in a man's point of view. I know that's terrible to say, and yes, I am a hater, but I don't want to spend 300 plus pages in the point of view of a man, and it made this book very painful to sit through, and that's another reason why I don't want to pick up the rest of the series. I don't care to be in the point of view of a man. Obviously, take that with a grain of salt, because the Cerulean Chronicles is one of my favorite series, and those books entirely are in the point of view of two men. So yes, but what I mean when I say I hate male point of views is the cis-het men point of views. I don't like them. They're ugh. I live in a patriarchy. I don't need to read books in the headspace of a man. I get enough of that in real life. Thank you very much. And yes, I'm a hater for that. Sorry. The plot was decently interesting, but it didn't really grip me particularly. And in general, the only reason I finished this book was because I didn't want to DNF a book. I've DNF'd a lot of books, and it's gotten to the point where when I DNF a book, it feels very demotivating. And so the only reason I finished it was because I didn't want to DNF it, and because it's in this video, it's to the point where I didn't have enough time to find a backup Christmas read. It's these two books or nothing, so that is why, unfortunately, it was kind of a fail. So yeah, but we do still have one book, and it's a continuation of a series, so hopes are high. I hope it can save Christmas. Back. Don't know why I waved like that, but right, the second and last book that we will be reading for Christmas is Midnight at the Christmas Bookshop. Last year, which if this book goes anything like the first book, just go watch last year's Christmas video, it went a lot better. But last year I read book 1, The Christmas Bookshop, and it's in my Christmas video, which is linked down below, and I really enjoyed it. It was more of a lit ficky type of book, and it had Hallmark vibes, but like a good Hallmark movie, not a bad one. Even though I think Hallmark and bad are kind of synonymous, but in like a loving way. It was a good Christmas read, and I found out that there was a second one. I actually started that one a couple of days ago. I'm about halfway right now. I'll save all my thoughts till the end. But when I started this, my hopes were very high because it takes place in Edinburgh, and it's about a Christmas bookshop. And like I said, book 1 was giving Christmas, so this is my phone cover. Don't know why I'm holding it. Excited, hopeful, Midnight at the Christmas Bookshop. Please save Christmas. Thank you. So I've finished Midnight at the Christmas Bookshop, and this is the final review for this video. I did actually end up giving this book 3 stars. So the previous rating was 3.5 stars, and then this one I gave 3 stars. So it was pretty on par with the previous one. I did like the previous one a bit better. The main reason for it is I felt that the first one was a lot more Christmassy. This one, unfortunately, didn't feel as Christmassy because the first half of the book does not take place during Christmas time. It's between January and December of the years because this takes place 1 year afterwards. It didn't feel as Christmassy because the first half isn't at Christmas time and they weren't doing Christmas things. It was just a very quick summary of the 12 months between the two Christmases, which was disappointing because I was very much looking forward to the Christmas vibes, and I felt like the first one did it very, very well. It's a shame, but it's fine. I'm happy that I finished this series. If there is a third installment, I don't know if I'd pick it up. I only finished this recently, so a part of me doesn't want to because I'm a bit bitter about the fact that it wasn't Christmassy enough. However, if there is a third installment come next Christmas, I might have changed my mind at that point, because even the few days of separation have made me feel a bit less bitter about it. I do have to honestly say the plot in this one was not as interesting to me as the first one, and the romantic conflict felt unneeded, and I just wish the author went about it in a different way. I don't really want to say what happens, just in case it is a spoiler. Essentially, for the entirety of the book, the romantic conflict made it so that the two love interests were not speaking, and then at the end they just speak again, and it felt incredibly unsatisfying. The conflict started over the silliest thing, and it was just so frustrating. I really didn't like the romantic conflict. That also kind of ruined it for me. But then the actual rest of the plot about the Christmas bookshop was fine and interesting. This book I've always preferred for the story than the romance. I really love the kids in this series. They're very cute and I enjoy every second that they're on the page, and I kind of wish we got to see more of them because they were in a lot more of the first book than the second one, which is why I think I like the first one more as well. I will definitely reread book 1 during Christmas time if I ever feel like it. However, book 2, I don't know if I would ever reread it. And like I said, if a third installment comes out, not entirely sure if I pick it up. Overall, it was a fun series, and if it sounds interesting, definitely read book 1. Like, don't even question it. Read book 1. Next year, I think it might be a bit late for Christmas reads at this time. Well, if you go out and buy it, then you're fine, but requesting it at the library, I think, would be a bit late for that. But I definitely recommend picking up book 1. It's very fun. It's just, the atmosphere is very Christmassy. And then if book 2 piques your interest, I wouldn't not recommend it. I just personally think book 1 was better. So yeah, Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. I hope you have a wonderful time. If you're on holiday somewhere special, I hope you have a fantastic time. I hope you're reading festive books that makes you feel the season, whether that is just winter, your specific holiday, Christmas, whatever it may be. I hope you're reading great books. Happy New Year, because that's around the corner as well. Happy holidays. If you like me or my videos, I would really appreciate a like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like it. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. Bye.